Hello everyone and welcome to Meeple Leaf Reviews. I'm Jeffrey.
I am Jacob.
And today we're doing a before and after.
Which is...
What?
Where we give you our expectations before we have ever played a game. All we've done is read through the rules, looked at the components, and then we play the game one single time, come back to you and give you our first impressions.
And today that game is the Staufer Dynasty.
Something like that.
Some pronunciation thereof. So this is a game that you picked up.
Yes.
So what interested you in this game?
So this was a game from 2014. I saw a review of it several years ago. It interested me. I finally found it and decided to pick it up. So it's a worker placement / area control. I do love worker placement, and it has some unique mechanisms along with that worker placement that I'm intrigued by.
After you explain the rules, I don't really feel the worker placement so much because it's not really like taking actions. It's more like dropping people off along a route and then trying to get area control in an area. Overall, I think the game is going to be very quick. It's only like you get 15 actions during the game. It's area majority, scoring, and then just a very quick-paced game.
Right. The
area majority is not my favorite mechanism if it's not paired to something else. So going in, I think it's just going to be an okay, quick, almost filler-type game.
Really? Okay.
But, I don't think it's going to be bad, and I don't think it's just going to blow me out of the water.
On the other hand, I feel like this is going to be more of a medium weight Euro. I think there's a lot more with that worker placement. You were saying you're kind of seeding people off as you're working towards areas, but I think there's going to be a lot of tactics strategies in that placement because as the king moves, as you're seeding these guys, at the end of the round, the king moves and you get those workers back. So planning and manipulating so that you get enough workers back for the following round so you're well off versus if you don't plan that and you're only getting 1 or 2 workers back, then you're going to have a hard time in the following round. So setting that up, everything is already predetermined. You know what's going to score, how far the king is going to move, what's happening. For the most part, there are a couple little twists in there for scoring.
Yeah, I think what my point about the worker placement is that you're not taking actions with those guys as you're dropping them off.
Sure.
You're not like placing a worker and taking an action.
Yep.
You're simply just using them as a vehicle. You have a convoy and you're just moving and you lose a guy every now and again along the road. But the king finds him as the king goes. Goes right through. I think overall going in, don't have really high expectations or really low. I think it's just going to be kind of a middle of the road game for me.
Right. I'm expecting to enjoy this, and I'm expecting to have a lot of fun with that worker placement mechanism.
All right. Well, let's come back and see what we think of the Staufer Dynasty.
Staufer.
Done.
Let's do it.
Welcome back, everyone. We just finished our first play of the Staufer Dynasty.
Staufer?
I can't even pronounce dynasty now. Our first play, we played 2-player, and it took us 31 minutes.
Right.
So right inside that filler range that I was talking about.
No.
It's pretty close. When you're used to playing...
2-player, it would be close, yes.
Yeah.
If you're playing more than 2 players, the box says 20 minutes per player. We play fast, so 15 per player.
So a 2-player game, it would definitely be a filler game on a repeat play, I think.
Sure.
Especially when we're used to playing like hour and a half, maybe 2-hour games.
Yeah.
Definitely on the lighter side, time-wise at least.
Sure.
So what did you think of the first play?
I really enjoyed it. I felt like there was a little bit of meat there that I could grab onto. I also felt that I didn't play as efficiently as I wanted to.
Right.
There was only 15 actions over the course of the game, and I was always surprised every single round of the game that I only had 1 action left.
Right.
I'd take my first 2, and I'd just be like... I only have 1 action left this round. Like, I'm not ready for scoring. And then next round, I only have 1 action left.
Exactly. It's it's pretty tight. Because there's only 15 actions, you can't just take, I'll just take this action to wait and see.
Right.
Every action needs to mean something. You can't just take something to bide your time.
Right.
I enjoyed the game more than I thought I was going to.
Okay.
There was a fair bit of... trying to like combo things together.
Sure.
Because you're placing not only to score, but to get these treasure chest tiles, which do various different things, maybe points, maybe give you a special ability, which you can then use later. So I felt there was a little bit of comboing going on, as well as trying to meet your in-game scoring requirements.
Yes.
How to work those into the actions that you were doing anyways.
Yeah, I did not plan for that at all, and I figured that, or I realized that that's very much key, because when you score a zone, you're scoring that round, you pull off all your guys. But in order to score endgame stuff, you need your guys on the board. So you need to be placing in zones that aren't scoring as well as zones that are scoring, which is very important.
Yeah, because usually I think most patterns require at least 3 different zones in a specific pattern. So if you haven't preceded any other area other than the scoring ones before, because those are all removed, you need to take 3 actions just to place guys out to even score your pattern card.
And that costs a lot of dudes.
That costs a lot of guys.
So you need to start basically on round 1, seeding the board, prepping for endgame.
Yeah, very, very quick, very fast-paced game. It was good, I found, with 2 players. I still felt like we were, like, the area control was tight. Mm-hmm. Like, there was a couple times where I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to go into that space, and you took the area control away from me. And it was not a lot of downtime. By the time you were done your action, I had thought about what I was going to do, so it moved along very quickly.
Yeah, it was a very good pace for 2 players. You mentioned after the game you thought the sweet spot was probably 3, and you wouldn't want to play with 5. I think that sounds about accurate. I think a 5-player 90-minute game would probably be too long for this game.
Yeah. All right, so overall, I enjoyed the first play more than I thought. I'd be willing to play it again for sure.
Awesome. Me as well.
All right, well, that's Staufer Dynasty. If you like this video, don't forget to go down, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We always appreciate when you do so.
And in the description down below, there's going to be a link to our website where you can download our podcast.
All right, see you guys next time.
Take care.